Hello there friends, CS News Live here. Today we're trying out a new format, so we hope you'll show us some support with your likes and comments below. We'll be talking about the most expensive roster shuffles of 2024. I mean, roster changes are always one of the most exciting parts of esports and traditional sports as well. They usually come with plenty of drama and a lot of money spent on transfers, so my friends, get ready and buckle up. Today we're counting some serious cash, and without further ado, let's get straight to it. And obviously we will start from the teams that spent less of them all among big spenders. Sitting at number 5 we have Team Spirit. At the end of December 2023, right after winning the BB Dacha, they took a bold step and replaced their sniper. Art Frost left the team and one of the top players in the recent years, Shiro, joined. This transfer, according to rumors, cost them a cool $1 million, but honestly my friends, it clearly paid off. Early in 2024, they won IEM Katowice and then came in as one of the favorites for the first CS2 major. After that, they had a rough patch and their performance started to slip. And to bounce back, they decided to pull out of a few tournaments and focus on serious practice. And honestly, this strategy worked. After an impressive showing at the Blast World Finals, their confidence soared and they aimed straight for major victory. In the Grand Finals, they faced off against FaZe, where Shiro landed a stunning final round that let the Dragons lift the trophy. And although Donk was the main shining star of the roster, one does not underestimate the importance of Shiro and his skill and experience in winning tournaments. That roster change sparked massive success for Spirit, and no one can argue with that. No one else left the team during the recent reshuffle period, so we can expect big things from the Dragons at the top tier events of the near future. In the end, they only spent $1 million on the transfer, and they definitely made that money back, not even considering what might happen next. Next up we have G2. Their high-priced roster moves started a while ago. Back in January of 2022, G2 signed Monacy for $600,000. And from that moment on, the team's firepower skyrocketed. Although the community was kinda surprised by the amount of money the team spent on such a youngling. But now, no one even thinks about it. With each event, Monacy proved he was worth every penny, way more than what G2 paid even. But still, in the middle of the last year, G2 ran into a big problem. Team Falcons were aggressively trying to buy out Nico, and there was no clear replacement. After some brainstorming, G2's management decided to pick up the Guatemalan star, Melbs MD. At first, just as with Monacy, the community was skeptical. He'd only played for M80 and a few smaller stacks, he had some character issues and all that. But, well, he quickly proved himself. Taking on an anchor role, he posted crazy stats, and as a former entry fragger, he filled the gaps that could appear if Nico left. This signing cost G2 around $500,000, reportedly. Not long after, Snacks joined the roster, replacing Hooksy. This change also raised questions, especially after the new captain's shaky start. But by the end of the year, G2 picked up speed. They won the Blast World Finals and secured the 3rd-4th place at the Shanghai Major. Still, despite that decent showing, G2 lost Nico. It was obviously a huge blow, both in terms of firepower and morale. Monacy and Hunter were visibly upset. Malbs had to switch roles, and the team needed a new anchor. In the end, G2 signed Heavy God, who fit right in, while Malbs took on Nico's role and just crushed it, while Heavy God seamlessly took over the anchoring duties. And Monacy became the team's main powerhouse. It's fair to say that G2 rose from the ashes like a phoenix after Nico's departure. All told, throughout the year, G2 spent around $1.5 million on a lineup that's now considered one of the best in the world. But could could they maintain the level? Only time will tell. Now the number 3, the bronze medal, and here we have Virtus.pro. I mean, these guys, they definitely know how to spend big when signing new talents. And also one of the best comedians. So first, in January 2024, they bought Electronic from Cloud9 for an eye-watering $1.5 million, already more than the 2 previous teams. That's when the real nightmare began for the Bears. Constant coach swaps, major PR issues, and hate from the community and media for restricting interviews and other media activities. By the end of the year, after a string of terrible losses, the team decided to make more changes. This time, the core player of the team, the IGL, the captain and the sniper, Jaime, was benched. And also Norbert, but I guess not the first time, eh? Virtus.pro decided to go big. First, they signed another former Cloud9 player, Icy, a young and promising sniper, along with one of the most memorable names from the last major, Flamus from Gamer Legion. We don't really know the exact costs of both transfers, and the sniper likely came for free, since Cloud9 unofficially disbanded, you know? But rumors say Flamus turned down an offer from G2 and cost VP another million at least. Interestingly, these two signed long-term contracts right away, so even if they get replaced at one time in the future, they will just rot on the bench, which is not cool. I mean, considering the crazy buyout prices from the contracts we see in the recent years, like Simple, like, I don't know, Perfecto and all that. Anyways, back to Flamus and Icy, so far they've only played one event. And let's just say it hasn't looked too promising. In total, the Bears have spent somewhere between $2.5 and $3 million on these reshuffles, which is a lot throughout 1 year. In second place, we have the once great team that has been struggling lately, Astralis, the stars of the Danish esports. Their problems started quite a while ago, to be honest, with constant roster changes and the departure of Device. I mean, guys, it's worth a separate video, and if you want us to do something like the downfall of Astralis, just write it in the comments below and vote with your likes. I mean, in 2023 things seemed to settle for a bit, but then came the scandalous arrival of Stavn and Yabi. Their buyouts from Heroic reportedly cost around $1.5 to $2 million, and it happened late 2023. And the reshuffle sparked a huge controversy, hitting Astralis hard. Not even mentioning the dramatic story of Kaden, who was left alone in Heroic, stabbed in the back. But that was, as I said, in the end of 2023. Then, in September of last year, another scandal broke out. Because, with all due respect to Astralis, I mean, the 4 years, 4 majors, oh my god, still, they nowadays can only make drama and that's all, nothing on the server. So yeah, they just decided to do this. Let's add the former Liquid and Heroic captain Kaden to the team, because he knows Yabi and Stavn well, and Device probably has some problems in his head, so we have to have another sniper on the team, just in case. Wow. What a move. Was it calculated or wasn't? I don't really care. The thing is, community just blew up. Not just that this move was overall crazy, it also reportedly cost a lot because he was the ex-Liquid player, not just someone who was out of contract. Overall, it's estimated that Astralis have spent around $1.5 to $3 million just in the last year. Obviously adding Yabi and Stavn to the account, because in 2023 they didn't really play, to be honest. On top of that, in 2024 they've had the cost of tournament participation, the partner programs, maintaining a huge staff, plus various fines and reputational hits and sponsors and all that. It's safe to say that they've poured a ton of money into rebuilding without making much progress. In the end, once again, let's underline, these Danish reshuffles cost them around $3 million, which makes them the second place on our list. And finally, let's talk about the biggest spenders of them all. The organization that has the most expensive roster in the history of CS2 and probably in the history of esports at all. And obviously, guys, I'm talking about Falcons, a team built with pure gold, I should say pure black gold and an insane amount of money. The Sheikh-backed org went all in last year, and it all started when they signed the part of the former ANS roster. To it, they added Dupree and Magisk alongside Zonic, the legendary trio from Astralis who definitely knew how to win trophies. The Sheiks hoped that this powerhouse would take off, but as we all know, it didn't. That's when the management scratched their heads and decided to loan Simple from Navi for an insufferable amount. Insufferable for most of CS2 teams, I mean, obviously, not for the Sheik's child. But even Alexander didn't meet the expectations, neither for the org nor the fans. Falcons reverted their old roster, but nothing changed. The results didn't improve and the air was thick with incoming changes. They gave Simple another short-term loan for the armors, yet still failed to qualify for the major. Somewhere in the middle or at the beginning of the year, I don't really exactly remember, rumors swirled about Nico joining Falcons, and it actually happened, but in 2025. I mean, obviously he came to the team at the end of the contract and he was free, but we will get to that. Alongside Nico, Falcons picked up Tassus, Dexter and Kexon, the trio from Heroic. The rumored total cost of this new roster alone exceeded $6 million. And that doesn't include the unknown full cost of Simple's loan, because it's rumored to be around $300,000 per month. On top of that, Nico's salary is massive, and they also attempted to sign Monacy and Imhat, but those deals fell through for various reasons. But, well, since we touched the topic, Falcons aren't the only one making waves. The Sheiks behind them have been pouring unprecedented amounts of money into esports. They bought ESL and Faceit for $1.5 billion. They also launched this esports support program where around 30 orgs received six-figure funding to help develop their teams and esports as a whole. For example, Koi reportedly secured at least $100 from this initiative. And well, has anyone seen Koi recently? Yeah, right. So getting back to Falcons, if we add it all up, they have spent around $6 to $8 million on roster changes alone. And now they just have to win something, for starters. And just like that, let's sum up the results. Among the top 5 of big spenders in CS2, only the 4th and 5th places actually have the chances to win something in 2025. And I'm not even speaking about their results in 2024, because all of them spent a lot of money even in 2023 and 2022, and they all got nothing except for G2 and Team Spirit. So I guess the morale here is simple. If you want to spend big, do it wisely. Find a gear that will make your mechanism better. Sign a young talent, because obviously you know how to pick them. Or okay, sign a huge player but for free. I mean, I can get that. This whole topic made me wonder, in 2025, when will we see the new amounts of money? 3, 4, 5 millions of dollars for a single player? Or maybe it will happen only in 2026? I mean, are there even players worth it? Maybe Donk, Monacy, and who else? Guys, let's discuss it in the comments below. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Drop a comment if you like this new format and let us know what topics you'd like to hear about next. We read all the comments and your support means a lot to us, honestly. Also, make sure to follow us on Twitter, where we post the news, the breaking news and all the stuff related to CS2. Some of it doesn't even make it into our videos sometimes. Anyways, I'm not saying goodbye for a long time, my friends. See you soon.